Hello and welcome to OtoPilot. If you're watching this video, it's because you have joined OtoPilot. Congratulations, because OtoPilot is the industry's only complete plug-and-play solar business platform. Now, when you first receive your invite to OtoPilot, you should have received it via an email that looks like this. If you're watching this video right now, you have most likely navigated to this video from this very welcome email. You can see here we have welcome to Kadarius Tony. Now, where I'd first like to direct you to is these links here at the bottom of this email, specifically this top one, guides and checklist. If you click on that link, it's going to open up this document, which we call our pilot guide. And this is going to kind of walk you through, at least this first page here, what are the next steps in your onboarding process with OtoPilot. So for all of you kind of going, what's next, and want a quick checklist, there it is right there. Other resources on this document is a kind of lay of the land. This is a breakdown of our systems, basically where you do what various tasks within the OtoPilot ecosystem. And lastly, is a page of our contacts. Now, OtoPilot is so much more than software. I would actually argue that's a smaller component of what we are. We are a full service business services platform, including live support. So these are the contact numbers and emails for our live support team, and I highly recommend you entering these into your phone. And also just downloading this document. Download this document and save it somewhere handy. Now, what are you waiting for in your setup with OtoPilot? Well, really you're waiting for invites for 2 major systems. Now, you might even be looking for invites from 3 major systems, depending on if it was opted in that you'll be using our Lead Pilot app. But at the very least, you're going to be looking for 2 major system invites. And one of those is for our dealer portal or rep portal. The other is for our sales tool, where you're going to be doing all of your sales activity, called CoPilot, and that's built on the Interflow software. Let's take a look at the invite for the portal. So this is what the invite for the dealer portal or rep portal looks like. You can see here, this is for Kadarius, and I've already accepted this invite. And once you log in, you're going to create your password and log in, and you're going to be taken to a screen like this. Now, if you don't see all your tabs here on the left, that's okay. Don't freak out. It just means we haven't finished setting up your access yet, because OtoPilot is such a robust and complex ecosystem of softwares and apps and processes and back-end access and things like that. It does take us a little bit of time to get it set up, and we ask that you give us 24 hours from when you received your invite to complete setup. So if you don't see these tabs here, come back after 24 hours and then you will see that your access is been set up. The very first place you want to navigate to is the resources. You can see it's the last tab here, and we call this the Ultimate Resource Center. The very first place within this that you're going to want to navigate to is the video tutorials. Now, this video itself, this one you're watching, lives in this video tutorials folder in the company video folder. After you watch this video and you download your pilot guide, the very next thing I recommend doing is checking out the other video that's in the company videos folder, and that is this video here labeled OtoPilot Ecosystem Overview. That's going to do a much deeper dive into the whole ecosystem of OtoPilot, the systems and various components of it, and also what we do for you on the back end that you don't see with the project management, with the customer and rep experience processes that we have, and all the communication and things that we do for you. That's explored in a lot more detail in that video. After you watch that one, then I'd familiarize myself with that CoPilot tool. That's the other big app that you're going to be living in. That's where you're going to be doing all of your sales business, and you want to get familiar with that as soon as you can. All the videos for that are going to live here in this systems and apps folder, and you can see here this one labeled CoPilot, and then there's Interflow in parentheses. So if you hear us reference CoPilot or Interflow, just know it's the same thing. They're totally interchangeable. CoPilot is our customized version of the Interflow platform. Now, you can see we've broken down the videos into pretty good pieces here so that you can just navigate quickly to whatever task that you're looking to get information on. The very first one that I would recommend watching is this one here labeled the CoPilot Solo Deal Workflow. The reason for that is because that is going to outline the whole deal workflow in Interflow, because all the deal workflows are basically the same regardless of what design software is being used. Now, we work with various EPC partners, and each EPC partner does have their own preferred design system. But again, the workflow kind of built around it is all pretty much the same. And Solo being the most common design software that our partners use, this is a really good place to start to just get a general idea of how you're going to execute a solar deal. What else should you be looking at in the resources? Well, a lot of stuff. I mean, this is a treasure trove of solar knowledge. This isn't just for, learning about how to use the OtoPilot ecosystem and kind of like, guides and stuff. There's a lot of great sales training in here. There's scripts and all kinds of stuff, tutorial videos on sales strategies as well. If you weren't invited to our Solar Academy, don't worry, it's actually a compliment in that the Solar Academy is really more reserved for people that are newer to the solar industry. So if you weren't invited, it just means you were deemed a solar professional. However, there is a lot of great information and training in the Solar Academy, and there's even great sales training that even the most seasoned veteran would find useful. So to be able to access the training modules that are in the Academy, you can just navigate right here to the OtoPilot training program, and you'll see there's a lot of great stuff in the toolbox and the sales process. And then the pilot tools, the Interflow, that's actually those videos. Again, we just put them as part of the standardized training process. The other folder that I would direct you to digging into immediately, kind of after you go through the video tutorials, is the installer resources, because that'll give you a lay of the land of the EPC network, who's installing where, depending on what market you're looking in, what finance options they have available, et cetera, et cetera. We have a lot of cheat sheets and guides in there that give you, a real quick snapshot onto kind of, again, that lay of the land of the EPC network. And again, just really recommend going through all these. This one here, specifically Knowledge Center, is just got a treasure trove of great essential knowledge and higher level kind of sales training. Now let's take a look real briefly at that CoPilot sales tool. So this is the CoPilot sales tool. You can see I'm gonna log in here. I thought I was already logged in, but it timed me out. But we're gonna log in here, and this is where you're gonna do. And of course, it doesn't remember my credentials. So let's give this one more try. Nice. And there we go. And so this is my view, but when you log in, you're going to see something like this dashboard, or something exactly like this dashboard that's about to pop up here. And I'm not going to spend much time getting into this. Again, you're looking for that invitation for the dealer portal, and then an invitation for this tool here, which is going to come from OtoPilot via Interflow, so that both names will be there in the from. And to find out all about this, again, you're going to navigate to that systems folder and that CoPilot folder. But just understand that this is integrated into the rest of our ecosystem. So again, you're going to be doing all of your sales stuff here. You're executing of deals. It has sales appointment management and pipeline management and things like that. But when you do put a lead in here, or when you do sign a deal, just understand it does push back to your dealer portal. So any leads you create in there will appear here in the lead view, and then any active projects that you have will appear here. And if you're a manager, you will see your whole team's view here. So it's just the access is based on what level you're at. Lastly, for admins, if you're an admin, you're going to have a lot more tabs than just what shows here. And something that admins and managers have access to is the ability to add reps. An admin has the access to add anyone they want. And so for admins, I highly recommend you navigate over to the admin training and tutorial folders to find out more information about how to be an admin using the OtoPilot platform. You can see here, I'll just click in so you can see how detailed the view is of the projects, but here will be a snapshot of that project. You can see the commission file is tied to the top, and here's all adders, and OtoPilot is extreme on visibility and processes and details and efficiency. And again, we are the only plug and play solar services platform that is a complete platform, not just software and not just processes, but live support, all seamlessly blended together. And we call it a seamless integration of people, processes, and software. Well, that's it for the OtoPilot orientation. That is your getting started video. Hopefully that was helpful in your initial journey with OtoPilot. And until next time, happy selling.